You need to quit drinking out of the litter box. See, do you notice how 7 feet away there's an entire water dish for you? Oh, she's embarrassed. She's licking a sleeping bag. So I think she's just kind of insane. Who's insane? You are, huh? Getty. So I have made some new investments. In my quest to make paper, as I've shown in my last video, the results were mediocre at best. So I've got 3 sheets of very nice, poorly made paper. This one being my favorite because it's actually thin, like a piece of paper. It feels a lot like construction paper. They all 3 do, with the very rigid edges that you saw me kind of brush down when they were still wet. So it took a lot of work. My mold and decal, well, they're nothing short of garbage, and they're shot. So, what only took 3 hours of work, definitely wasn't worth it. So, I got, as I predicted, 3 pieces of paper out of it. I might use the wood for something different, like fire wood. It's a little bit crusty around the edges. It's very crusty around the edges. The decal part, as you can see, did not hold up. Barely at all. I'm actually fairly impressed that this, first grade popsicle stick duct tape masterpiece really did anything. But it did. It stuck through what I could only have anticipated as being a failure, and made me some pieces of paper, which I can always, recycle back into the bowl of kitty litter. Try to do it again, but I'm not. These are prized. I'm keeping these, so I'm just gonna make different ones. But I actually went out to a store that sells things, and I purchased a couple of items. So one of the first things I purchased was a pair of picture frames, and so these, I'm just gonna take these and pop out the backs and the nice piece of cheap glass they put in here for me. Or plastic? What even is that material? I think it's glass. Could be used for something else. And now I've got 2 plastic frames that are perfectly sized, and all I have to do is adhere the net to one of these with probably just some old a nail gun. That's what I was thinking of. So I'll be able to make those a lot more efficiently and nicely, and the paper will come out smaller, but actually square. I grabbed a couple pieces of felt, so gross. So I'm actually going to be able to put the paper between these, and then press them down while I let them dry. So that will hopefully turn out a little bit nicer. They are also just about the size of the pieces of paper that I'll be making. So that actually worked out really well. My local art store definitely came through for me, and the very nice lady who put a good deal of effort into listening to me and helping me out with what I needed. Speaking of the nice lady, she also introduced me to a couple of different things of ink. So I'm going to, once I create my quill, which this is my ultimate quill that I'm going to make. My best friend gave me this feather that I'm going to make into a quill once I kind of get my design down. But I bought a pack of practice feathers to go ahead and give it a shot first. I actually got a sponge to absorb some of the water, so that was a good idea, I think. And then I got a bag of sand, which I am going to go ahead and heat and use to condition the quills once I make them. So these will be fairly functional, and then I'll use the ink and try to actually write something with the quill and see kind of how that goes. So if I hold it like this or like this. If a quill wore pants, would it wear them like this? Or like this. And last thing, once I kind of get everything made, I'm going to attempt to make my own ink in a couple different ways. So I bought one of these little sectional plastic screw containers so I can put the different colors of ink in there. And I don't know why, but I thought it was a good idea. And so hopefully we'll see if this works for storing ink very well. If not, it was like $1 something, so I'm not too worried about it. So let's go ahead and get a nail gun and see if I can't remake the frame and decal.